This video is aimed at helping parents to help their children navigate the Google Classroom and complete assignments that they've been given. The page you're seeing now is your starter page, so this will have any classes that you're a member of. If I go into one of the classes, this is Lion class. If I go into here, this is a class, a typical primary school class, and we're going to start looking at the interface starting from the left hand side. So if we go into the three lines here, which I like to call the hamburger, click on the hamburger, and from there we can see the classes that we belong to. We can also see a to-do list. So the to-do list will see which assignments we have due, when they're due. It will see that any missing assignments that we've got, and it will see any assignments that we've completed. So it's quite a nice place to look first of all. If we go back to the hamburger and click on there and then go into Lion class, we'll have a look what else is available. So the first page is called the stream, and the stream, the teacher will use the stream for various things. They will have set up permissions for the stream, and depending on what those permissions are will depending on what you can do. If the teacher's allowed you to, you may be able to announce something in class. So you may be able to click in here and put "Good morning everyone," and then that would start off a conversation with your whole class if you posted that. So that's one way you can start it if the teacher's given you permission. If the teacher's only given you permission to comment rather than post, then if the teacher started something off, for example, if the teacher said "Good morning class," then you could respond and put something in here, "Good morning everyone." So you could respond in there, and you would post it by clicking on the little thing here. If your teacher has decided that they want to start a discussion, then they may have put something in which is a discussion point. So this question here, do you think sport should happen while we still have lockdown? And the teacher's posted a YouTube clip or a clip to Newsround, the BBC Newsround site, and you can read through this, have a look through it. When you're finished with it, you just press the cross of the tab that's opened, and then you're back to here, and then you could put your comment in or whether you think that the lockdown should stop sport going ahead. So that's how the stream gets used. If we now go into classwork, that's where most things happen in classwork. So on the classwork, what you will find is some of these things are coloured blue, green, red, and some of them are grey. The grey ones mean that you've completed them, you don't need to do any more. The blue ones or the green ones or whatever colour they may be for the class means that you have to do them. So if we click on persuasive writing, what this now says is it'll tell you what to do. Now wherever you get the opportunity, if you can click on view assignment, I would do that because it makes the whole thing a little bit bigger and you can see what you have to do. So down the left hand side here is all the things that the teacher wants you to look at, to read, to watch, and on the right hand side is the work that you have to do. So if we look at the left hand side first of all, it will tell us when it's due. It will then give us instructions on what we have to do. So what the teacher's saying is, what's the presentation on persuasive writing? So you're looking at the presentation on persuasive writing here. Pick out the important features for the writing of your flyer. So we've actually got two persuasive writings we can look at. Look out the examples. So you would click on the examples. It would open them up. And you can see it's opened these up in a new tab. And when I've finished reading this, when I've looked through everything and I've seen the examples that have been given, then I can close that tab because I've finished with that. Then I could go into one of these Google Slides, and I could go through the Google Slides, and I could scroll my way through them, look at the different things that they use, the wordplay, the intriguing questions, and again close that one down, and then finally look at this one. And again, it's giving me some examples of what might be involved in some persuasive writing. So I would then finish with that one and close it down. This bottom bit here is what the teacher's expecting of me. This is called a rubric or success criteria. So I can see that she wants me to use alliteration, wants me to use sensational language, and so on. So I'm going to try and put those in my work. Now the work I have to do is trying to create a flyer on a Google Doc for a new product. So if I go across to here, what the teacher's given me here is a completely blank form apart from the instructions. So it says create your flyer here, you can delete these instructions. So if I delete the instructions, I've deleted them now. I can now make my flyers. So I might put brand new hoverboards, and I might do some alliteration, flying fantastically. So you might do all sorts of stuff. Make your poster. When you're happy and you've got your poster done, you can actually close this down because everything in Google automatically saves. So if I click there and close it down, and then back to here, that's now complete, and I can now hand it in. If I want to add anything with it, so if I've made a model, for example, of my thing that I want to sell, and I've taken a picture of it, I could just click on here, add, and then I could go to my file and find something if I've got a file on my computer. But normally, the teacher would just want you to hand in what they've given them. So if I click hand in, and then hand it in, it's now gone to the teacher. For a few minutes or a few hours, I can unsubmit because the teacher hasn't necessarily received it yet. They might be marking it tonight, so I could get it back, but once the teacher started marking, I can't then get it back. If I click on my three little lines, my hamburger, and I go to do, then I can see that in the done section now is my persuasive writing, and I've handed that in. So I know I've done that. And that is how you complete a Google assignment.